Hello, Didier. You're very welcome to the Celtic Soul Podcast. How's life in
Yeah.
Bangkok since I left you?
It's good. Life's okay. It's very hot now. It's nearly Songkran, so everything okay. Working hard. Yeah.
Yeah, Didier, spoke to you a couple of weeks ago when we were over for the Thailand Celtic Supporters Festival. We spoke to you in Bangkok and in Hua Hin. You were telling us about your academy when we last spoke. Can you just tell the listeners, just bring the listeners up to date why you're in Bangkok and what's happening over there?
Okay. First of all, thank you very much, my friend, to give me the opportunity to speak about my academy. And I'm in Thailand since now 3 years, and I just opened my academy a few months ago. So what we try to do is to try maybe something different. Like we try to use like Thailand like a platform to bring like many players from different country. So we have player from Madagascar, player from Senegal, player from Cameroon. We have also like Thai player, Japanese player. So we are training 6 times a week plus the game, and our goal is to try to give them an opportunity to go to Europe. So far, my friend Lubomir Moravcik has helped me to send some player in Slovakia. So I'm looking for more contacts for Scotland and different countries. So that's what we're doing right now. So most of the boys are coming from a poor background, and it's not easy because we don't have sponsor in Thailand. But it's what I've been doing for 18 years, and it's very hard, but it's like a passion, and then that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah.
And what's the age group?
So right now we have player from 12 to maybe 21, 22 years old. And hopefully we can have maybe 3 or 4 groups. We would like to start younger with the 7 years old, 6, 7 years old to 22 years old. So, but we need first to structure the academy to have the funding to do this. It's like I said, it's not easy, but uh, with the help of Ribo and some different people, at least we have the opportunity, for example, in May to go to Slovakia with 16 players. So Ribo organized like 4 games with like about 10 scouts coming to see the boys and give them the opportunity to have a chance in their life to be pro. I know it's not easy, but it's what we try to do to give them also like a chance to be to success and to achieve their dreams. So I know many people speak about business right now. We don't make any money on doing this. We're not agent. We just try to do something different, and hopefully one day we can have contact with clubs or agents who would like to use this platform in Thailand to recruit some player. Yeah.
Yeah, you spoke there that you're going to Slovakia to showcase some of the players, and there's going to be scouts there. How do you find the players, Didier?
So we have like people everywhere in Africa, and also so in Thailand is easy because I'm here. So we have also like some people in Japan. Reunion Island is my country, so I know a lot of people there. But the players coming to my academy, we scout them, and if they're good enough, they keep them. It's not we cannot, but obviously like we want to keep the best one who can maybe achieve something in Europe. Yeah.
Which would be a great aim, and hopefully when you do come to Slovakia, that they will get a chance to be seen, and hopefully maybe one or two of them may get signed.
Yes, yes, we already signed last year from Reunion Island to Slovakia, and we signed also one from Mali to Slovakia because Lubo helped me to do this. But we would like to send some more, and I think my target now is to find someone in Scotland to send the boy in maybe like a premiership, because I don't want to I want to be realistic here. It will be hard to make the player dreams thinking they can go to Celtic in big club like this. I think the player need like step first like in low division to learn the job, and after this maybe they can move to a bigger club, but we are realistic here what we are doing. Okay.
And obviously you've still got a great relationship with Lubo.
Only Lubo, because like he's one of my best friend, obviously, and we kept contact after the Celtic. We were always together with Lubo, so he's a great lad, and we know each other very well. But I'm also very good with other players, but I lost the contact with them. So that that is a problem when you're living far away from Scotland, and everyone changed the number. So it make it very difficult for me. And last week, 2 weeks ago, I met the ex-director of Celtic, Michael McDonald's, and I met also guys who used to work for Celtic called Brian Jackson. So far they try to help me, and hopefully we can find some people to make some contacts for me to find some club for the boy in Europe. But yes, it's difficult when you're not living in Thailand and you're living far away. For example, Lubo from Slovakia, it's easy for him to go to Scotland. For me, from Thailand or Reunion Island, it's nearly impossible.
It's a long distance, all right. Did you like Lubo? We had some great days watching that team that you played in, yourself and Lubo, Matt O'Neill's team. But before I get to that, can you just take us back to, I suppose, a young Didier Agathe who was cutting his teeth back home, and just because I know about your time with Celtic, and I know about the route you got to Celtic because we've spoke a few times, but I don't know about a young Didier Agathe back in the Reunion Islands.
Yeah, my dad was a mason. We were six children. So our family were eight in total, so big family. But my dad was a mason, and my mom didn't have a work before. So we had food on the table, but we wasn't rich at all. Football was an issue for us because like my two brother was playing also, and they because of football they had the job, and they can support their family. And myself, I was the last one in my family, and I wanted to have two choice. I think in the beginning when I started about 9, 10 years old, I went to see my mom. I would like to be a priest. Okay, so and I was also very good in football, obviously at my youngest age. And when I went to Montpellier, I had about 10 clubs who would like to sign me. So I chose Montpellier because it was south of France, and also Laurent Robert, who used to play for Newcastle after I was there. But yes, I think the passion of the football was the main thing in our family. And my player play and my brother play in Reunion Island, and I moved to Montpellier. I spent 7 years in Montpellier Academy. I was often injured there, but the president offered me like new contracts to stay there because like he see maybe the potential of myself. But I resigned my contract 2 times in the same club like Montpellier. I didn't feel well, and same thing I did in Celtic at the end when Gordon's arrived. I never stayed in the bench for money. I just like I wanted to play, and I think that is the main thing for me. Like make sure like you are a player, and the player is supposed to be on the pitch. I mean, so it's what I think when Martin recruited me, and I know some player like Eyal Berkovic said to me, we never play for Celtic, but my goal, my target was always to play because that was always been my passion since I was young. So that's it. So I tried to my first sign of fees when I received Martin give me a sign of fees in Celtic. I decided to give all the money to my parents to rebuild the house, and I helped my brother and sister. We were still very close now. I tried to help them different ways. So after that, when I finished, it was very hard. I lost a lot of things, and I trust people, and people betray me, and I lost a lot of money. But it's my fault because I maybe was too nice. But I didn't regret anything in my life. I just saying like, you are where you are now. Nothing can be changed. Okay, so and that's life. Okay, so I'm also like a very Catholic person. This don't mean I'm better than you or anyone, but my mom teach me that my youngest age and saying like we are just traveling here in the earth. We are not here stay here forever. So one day we will go and we will bring nothing with us, like no house, no car, nothing. So just like try to enjoy life and make sure you love people as much as you can. That's it.
Yeah, and Didier, I know how strong your faith is, as like many people connected with Celtic. But I didn't know that you had aspirations as a young boy to be a priest.
Yeah, I think was a vacation. I was like try to always until now. I think like I'm always like thinking how I was going to be live without priest. Okay, since like our youngest age, you get baptized by the priest, you get your communion by the priest, you get married by the priest. Even before you die, you get like okay things for by the priest. So they are important in our life, but people really don't care about them. I mean, we are going to see the priest just to tell them our problems, our sin, but which one listen to the priest? I think they're quite lonely people, but no one really care for them or pray for them. And I was always concerned about this, like how these people give their life to other people and to Christ like this. But it seems like in our world now, what I'm saying is totally crazy, but I'm always thinking like this, like saying like why people don't care so much about the priest because they are very important in our lives. Yeah.
Yeah, and faith was very important to you when you did arrive at Celtic, and you were surrounded by people of faith.
Yeah. I was often with priests, but first of all, it wasn't a coincidence because just remember, I went on trying Stockport before, and the manager went crazy to me when I fell from my medical. And after I signed for Celtic, and Martina seen me play, so accept by the fact that my knee wasn't good enough. But it wasn't a coincidence. God wants you to be where you want to be. So it's like, um, remember, Celtic's the most Catholic club in the world. And I come from Rhode Island, nothing at all was saying like one day Didier Agathe from Rainian Island, small island with 850,000, is going to play for one of the biggest Catholic club in the world one day. So thing was writing a long time ago, and especially not only playing for Celtic, but we play like with a strong team. We won nearly everything. We went to this final in the UEFA Cup, and I mean, like, how many chance to write that down if you would like to predict this? They cannot predict this. It's happened and is the way things was and you need to accept it. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, and you were so empathetic. You mentioned there, but it was a journey. It's an interesting journey of how you got to Celtic. Could you just tell the listeners of that journey from France that finally got you to Glasgow?
Yeah, it was nearly impossible when you consider life is about details, and I think more you become a professional player, more you take in consideration these details. I mean, like, remember, I didn't have any cartilage on my knees, so the professor in Montpellier said, "Okay, you cannot play football, but still you play for Celtic, where you fell for your medical, but still Martin O'Neill authorized you to sign for Celtic." And I spent 5 or 6 years in this club by winning everything, playing top games against top teams. So suddenly, then, like, okay, things like walking because God wanted like this way, but many people will not believe that, thinking, oh, maybe playing up front of 50,000, 60,000 people, and the adrenaline make your knees like getting better. But it's not true because when I left Celtic and I went to Aston Villa, couldn't play anymore. So everything was a way, it was writing like this. And obviously now I'm finished and I can look back when I see the way I came to sign for Celtic. I was sleeping in the car in England. I was training 3 months by myself in the field. I signed for Raith Rovers, but I shouldn't sign there because they were looking for striker, and I didn't never play striker in my life. So they organized this game and I played striker. I scored 2 goals. Then I went to Hibs. Hibs can give me a bigger contract, but they give me only 2 months. And Martin came to watch the game to buy Rob Douglas the last day of the market, and I was like, buy me for 50,000. So I mean, too much details here to say it's like coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Like God would like me to be in Celtic, and I was in Celtic at this time. So I believe in that. It's my faith. Many people will not believe. But if someone can say to me it's only coincidence, I will not believe. Okay.
Yeah, and Martin took a chance on you without you being able to pass a medical. He also took a chance on John Hartson, and you both done quite
Yeah,
well
but
at Celtic.
you're right. You're right. But again, was Martin O'Neill. Maybe another manager will not accept that. But Martin is also a man of faith. He's believing God. So maybe he sees something different between John and myself. And he was right because he had a vision of football with like the way he played with the 3-5-2 formation and probably need wingers in this position like myself or like Tomo. But I think everything was set up perfectly the way Martin set up the team and it was like this. So like I said, too many details, too many coincidences to say it's not coincidence.
Yeah, and you know, Martin was hero to many of us because when he came to the club, he said he would do the best, and he certainly did. We won a treble in his first season. You have a drawer full of medals from your time at Celtic. We reached the UEFA Cup, but he also in an interview said that he was asked who was the best boy, and he said Didier Agathe for 50,000.
Yes, because I think it's very hard to understand Martin when you're a player because you're focused about winning the game. So that's not our job to understand the manager. But when you finish and you try to understand him better, and one thing I know about him, he knows how to take the best of each player. That means he knows how to manage the player. And at this level of football, is always about this. Like I don't mean it's like the tactics and football is very important, but if you know you can trust the player to do the best for you, then you already win the game because it's about this. It's about the confidence of the player and about like the desire to win the game. Okay, so and Martin is very good on that. He's very good on details, and I think many people maybe not realize enough what he done for Celtic and in the way how he managed the club, and I think that is also like many people remember this team the way they play because we never work on tactics with Martin, but it was totally forward football, direct football, where the fan enjoyed because we didn't like keep the ball around, passing back and forward. We just tried to go forward. But in this team, you have like special player. You have Henry Clausen. Like how many times you can see like I don't know how many times Celtic can have another Henrik Larsson. I think it would be difficult to find another Henrik Larsson. But we are also like player like Chris Sutton, John Hudson. We had like Alan Thompson. We had Neil Lennon. We have like many top player who came to play for this team at the same time. But everyone was playing for Martin, I think, and to be honest, because the charisma when he came to dressing room, the way he talk, everyone was very respectful to him because he make us understand like um, the cleaner, the kit man, the people who work in the kitchen, everyone is at the same level as a player. So that was, I think, the strength of Celtic at the time.
And you got to as a man of religion, there would have been a couple of people around you there that shared your strength in faith. One would have been Tommy Bournes. You know,
Yeah,
Martin himself is quite religious, so you would have had plenty of people to talk about faith and to pray with.
yeah. The it's very important what you said here because that is the roots of Celtic. If if we go a different way and we forgot where we come from, who created the club, who set up the club, why, for which reason, I think we are going far away in a business way where maybe that's not the Celtic path. Like football is business now, don't get me wrong, but people need to remember why Celtic is different from other clubs. So, and I'm saying that I'm not even Scottish, I'm French, okay? So I'm saying like you can feel something special in this club. Okay, remember the day I signed the contract with Tomo. Martin asked me to go like 30 minutes to sit by myself in the stadium empty. Of course, I felt something in this stadium. You have a soul, you have something real in this. I'm not crazy. I'm just saying, like, he's alive. It's not a club like other clubs. It's different clubs, honestly. And I'm not even saying that because I play in this club. I'm saying that because many people left Celtic and not success after. Okay, it's something special in this club. But I'm scared if, like, by building, I know they need to, but like in Lennox Town, thing like this, is Celtic become too much in business where maybe we will lose the soul of the club. Okay, I mean, if the Lisbon Lion was good enough to train at Barryfield, anyone should train at Barryfield. Anyone. Okay.
Well, that's a good point. One of our greatest, our most successful team, and you played in probably one of the most successful teams after the Lions, who came after the Lions. We went on that fantastic journey with some of those players you mentioned. It was a great team. We went on that journey in 2003 to Seville. You know, we travelled to Blackburn, Liverpool, Stuttgart. What a journey we had. Ultimately, we didn't win anything in the end that season, but I think we won the hearts and the minds of definitely the people of Seville and people we met on the way. And yes, the club is a business now, Didier. Football is massive business. It's all about money. Whoever has the most money generally succeeds. If you look at Bayern Munich in Germany or Man City in England, but I think the fans still share the faith and the history of the club. So I think because of the strong support, you know, if it was to move away from the roots, and we have a great charity in the Celtic Foundation. So I think if it was to move away from the roots, the fans wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, I think when Martin came in Celtic was a turning point. Rangers would dominate the league for many years, and he managed to change that. But when we're talking about money in football, it's always been like this. People thinking like if you have money, you can strengthen your team. Obviously, yes. But looking myself, I come from nowhere. Okay. And I'm not only a player like this, you're talking about Mahrez, N'Golo Kante, Ribery. We have players who I think the scouting department also need to be more important than this. We can always find good player in the world, okay? But can you find player with great desire to win? That is a question. But that I think where people need to strengthen the Celtic department is for me definitely the scouting department. I mean, and it's scouting now. I'm by myself right now in my academy for many years. I've seen so many good players in the world where I've said like, okay, probably with a bit of coaching, bit of belief, this player can make it. But he never will have a chance because it's come from nowhere, from Africa, from a country where nobody knows. So you said like, okay, he will never have a chance like myself to be a professional player. But obviously the scouting department also is very important. It's important to have the money to buy players with experience who can maybe win the league for you. But is that just enough for a club like Celtic? I think we should target more than this. Like a club of the size of Celtic should be at honestly an European and Champions League game. They should be more than this because no many clubs have this support in the world. Mm.
Yeah, we have had players come through the academy, but we like Rocco Vata being the latest, and Ben Doak, and that we seem to, well, we don't blood them young enough. We seem to lose. We've lost a couple of good players down south, to big clubs, and that is a concern that we don't seem to be, you know, turning out the James Forrests or the Callum McGregors anymore from the academy.
Yeah, but you have player Tierney went to Arsenal, but you also have Wanyama. Almost Celtic bought Wanyama and went after. I mean, that is okay to lose the player, but first they need to perform for Celtic. I mean, and the question is like how we can find good player with good price in the world. I think this market is huge. I mean, we don't need like Hayat Celtic sometimes said, oh, England have so much money now, we cannot just compete with them. Before, they used to go to League One in French. Now Celtic looking for League Two. But come on, in the world now, we need more scout and good scout to go everywhere. I see the scouting in Monaco and Porto. They send one scout in different area. For example, for Mbappe, they send one scout in Paris for 3 months. This scout going everywhere to check. He's coming back, and after 3 months, they send another one the same area. They do it 3 times, okay? And after 9 months, if they find the same player from the free scout, they sign the player. So, I mean, like scouting now is a key. I mean, to find good players. If you don't have the money to buy good player, I mean, you need to scout, okay? Okay, I understand now, for example, no many striker on the market. Don't have any good striker right now. It's difficult to find striker. And Celtic, in my opinion, is lack of good striker right now. But still, you need to scout. For sure, you have someone you need to give a chance. What you have to lose anyway, because if you don't going to spend money for him. I mean, if I didn't play and perform for Celtic, pay me 50,000, what is the loss of Celtic? None. Okay, so the scouting is very important, in my opinion.
And Didier, we watched the Rangers match together. You were very surprised how confident all the supporters were that night in O'Shea's in Bangkok. On the roof, there was a couple of hundred, and you were surprised how confident everybody was before the game. But you said if Rangers start strong, if they start quick and they get a goal or two, it'll be hard to peg it back. We did peg it back, but in the end we lost. Now you played in a team that had some great tussles with Rangers and some great wins. So can you just share what it was like to play in one of the big? It's the biggest game for us, but it's also a world famous game.
Yes, just remember when, and I heard many people saying, "Oh, your team was a strong team with Henrik Larsson and top player like this." Okay, but Rangers also bought a lot of players. They bought like Torres and Raith Rovers. For me, it was not good enough, but they bought big names on the pick, like Arteta, De Boer, but they didn't perform against us. And that is the role of the manager, make the player believe. But when the team like Rangers won in the UEFA League and become confident, and after this win and come to play at Celtic Park, you should know that they are very confident. So you try to kill their confidence in the beginning of the game, but you cannot do the opposite way. You cannot give them the confidence, but let them score 1 goal and let them do so 3-4 passes, thinking they can today develop the game in Celtic Park. That shouldn't be, okay? Because I heard people said yes, but we had 13 points clear. But no, it's not even happened, because the rivalry between Celtic and Rangers is not allowed the player and not allowed you to let them do that at home. Okay, especially you need to kill their confidence, not only for the game, but also for the rest of the league and for the next season. So just make them understand, we have nothing for them at all. Okay, you are not near to Celtic. You are not near to Celtic team. But by leaving them like winning the game 3-2 like this, you never know what's going to happen. The belief of the player, the belief of the club can always grow by winning games. Like they beat you at Celtic Park, now they become more confident. They can maybe think like, oh, if we strengthen the team, maybe next year we can compete. Obviously, Celtic is much better than Rangers, in my opinion. But still, that shouldn't happen at all. I mean, knowing the rivalry between the both clubs should kill the game. Never let them win at all, okay? And when I play with my team was making sure about this. Okay, we beat them like 7 times in a row to make sure they are no confident at all against Celtic. And I think sometimes players need to remember that if you come to Scotland, people don't care about Champions League more than the Rangers Celtic games. You need to win this game. At home, away, you need to win the game. So that is your first job when you play for Celtic.
And Didier, if you were playing if your team was playing against Rangers and you were 2-0 down at half time in Celtic Park, I'd say the dressing room would be lively, would it?
Of course, because that shouldn't happen, okay? Not at Celtic Park and not in front of your own fans. And obviously, for me, the second mistake, if I can call that a mistake because I'm not a manager, he knows better the team than me. But when you come back at 2 each, do you really think you can win this game, or is better to draw rather to lose the game? That's another question I ask myself. It's like sometimes 2 each is better than the losing the game, Milish. Okay, so in my opinion, when you start the game badly like this and you concede 2 goals and you manage to come back at 2 each, you better, like I said, be happy about the 2 result, like the draw, rather to try to win the games and at the end you lose the game. So, and then you use the excuse after this, oh, we had 13-point clears. For me, it's not good enough. The rivalry is too big to put the 13 points clear like an excuse. Understand? Yeah.
Yeah, and before I let you go, Didier, rewind to the end of your time at Celtic. Martin had made a decision to move on when his wife was ill, and Henrik had gone, and it was when Gordon Strachan came in, it seemed to be just the breakup of the old guard and the new, and he was bringing in his own players because everyone seemed to leave.
That is football. I believe that, but at the time when you dominate so much the league, it wasn't too difficult to go down to win the league after that, or even the treble after that, because the Rangers was so down for 6 or 7 years after Martin O'Neill. But what I regret the most is like the way he managed with the player, especially with myself. And I can talk for myself because he didn't have the respect at all for the player who we didn't ask for respect. After you respect, you earn your respect on the pitch. But when it came the first training session, and I injured myself, and he signed Paul Telfer, who was married with his daughter, I think, or something like this. I think the competition is already dead. I mean, and I didn't feel the heart of someone who loves people. I think he was already frustrated about many things, and I can feel that. And he was talking before the game a lot about the tactics. And I think like totally different way to manage the team. Some player like him, maybe, but me, I went straight to see him and then I said to him, like, I want to train in the gym. And because I know he didn't like me, and I was straight to him. I didn't want to play the game lying to each other. I went to his office and I said, like, okay, you don't like me. I think it's better for me to train in the gym. And he said, okay. So I think sometimes it's better. I mean, like, rather to sit on the bench, to get your wages. And I didn't want to do this. I just want to be straight to him. Said, like, okay, if you don't like me, if you already bring a player you're going to play and you don't want to put a competition between me and him, it's better to leave me to train in the gym and I will go. Okay.
And do you remember, your final day, your Celtic, and leaving the building?
When I left Celtic, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because it's never a good way to leave. Everyone need to leave the club. No player, even Henrik Larsson, who's like a lot of respect for me, or Martin and him, no one is bigger than Celtic. Okay, so you need to leave one day. So I knew that before, but the way I did it, obviously, can be much better. That's the rules. And new manager arrive, you not play. I'm not criticizing him. I just went to see him. I said, okay, you and me cannot get together. I want to go, but I was quite surprised because Peter O'Ware was knowing like a hard person to deal with, and he was very good to me. Okay, and he was very good to me. So he understand that like he bought me for 50,000, and he wanted to me to leave with some money, and I explained to him my situation, and they understand me. So sometimes we don't have the same view as the supporters. Supporters have a good view about the board. We need to invest more. But when you're inside the club like a player, you are a player. You want to win. Your job is to win games. But the board with me, I mean, Peter O'Ware with me at the time was good. So, but I understand the fan will want more money to invest and things like this. But when you're a player, you don't think like this. Okay, you're just here to do your job to win the games. That's it.
Didier, it's been a pleasure to catch up. We probably should have done this interview in Thailand, but it was just we were just enjoying ourselves too much in the sun. Thanks very much for
Especially,
taking the time to chat.
especially more. more you than me. Me, I don't need to enjoy the sun. Okay, you need. Okay? Because Scotland, because Ireland is not. Ireland don't have a lot of sun.
You know what? It's actually a beautiful day here today. It's still a little cold, but we have the sun out, and I think that everyone has a smile on their face when the sun shines in Ireland. It didn't shine on us. The weather was beautiful in Perth last week for the St Johnson game, but unfortunately the players didn't shine. So we have to go back to the well again this week against Kilmarnock. Didier, can I wish you the best of luck with the academy and keep us updated on the trip to Slovakia?
Yes, Milish, I would like first of all to thank you very much to give me this opportunity to talk. My English still not good with my accent, but I hope people understood me, understand me. Sorry, and I would like to say just one thing. We are in the world now of an age of maybe what happened with Ukraine, Russia, all these things. Just to people like to remember that we are not here forever. So just remember that we are here and we will live with nothing. So just remember to love each other and to make sure we can protect each other, because football is important, but you have many things more important than football. Okay, so take care of yourself.
Thank you so much, Didier. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.